hello, so this is the list that won the Vietnam TCG Fest tournament. I'll be honest, I have no idea how big this event is. It sounds big though, TCG Fest sounds pretty big. So shout out to Trong Nan, sorry if I'm butchering your name. Trong Nan was able to take down the tournament with Red Purple Luffy. They are in the set 10 format. There was only one card in his deck that wasn't legal for set 9, and that was one copy of Divine Departure. If you're not familiar, it's a 1-cost event that's got its guard point for your leader only, but also you can use it as a 6-cost event to kill an 8k. It's a really versatile card, really nice into decks like Purple Luffy to get rid of something like a Luffy Taro, but we don't have it. It's not out here. So what I did, I just put in an extra Beckman. These have a pretty similar use. Obviously, he's not counter rent, but he has counter, and he does get rid of a guy. So, you know, Beckman's here, he's fine. This is their list. And this is a wacky list. Look how off the screen this goes. There's so many different cards. It's really crazy. We've got 10 ramp cards. We're really trying to get that guaranteed ramp. You really want at least one ramp with this deck. For the Zorojuro, this is your best ramp going first. And if we go second, or even if we go first and with the Zoro, we can do Bon Clay, or we can do Lead Performer Disaster. This card's really cool. I really like this. And the trigger's actually really good. If you get this as like your first life trigger, that's kind of cracked. You get to draw a card and ramp. Crazy. And it even becomes active, so at the end of the game you could maybe get this as a trigger and then use an extra Gum Gum Giant from your hand, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you got the full suite of 10 rampers because you really need a ramp with this deck. And then we've got the classic big guys, right? We've got the Newgate, we've got the Luffy, and we've got the Kid. Kid is really good for the Doflamingo matchup. Newgate's really good for also the Doflamingo, but pretty much every matchup this Newgate's really nice. Luffy is just really good when you need that rusher. We also have one of each of these 10 costs. We've got one Roger and one of each of the Shanks. This is a little weird. I'm not sure how I feel about this Shanks in particular. This one's really good if you get him down early on curve. Obviously, it's only a one-off. It's not that reliable. But if you get him down, it's really good. Roger can close out a game. And because we're playing a Gum Gum Giant deck, we have much more draw to get this than something like Shanks would do. So I quite like the one Roger. I'm mixed on this Shanks. Not sure if it should just be one or the other one. But, I mean, the card's fine. 2 of the Nika. Nika is really good in this deck because we can ramp at 0. So we go back to 4 Don on that following turn, which is a 10k swing, which is pretty good. We also have Jambei, which combos really well with the Nika. If you can hold Jambei and Nika in your hand, if you get in this combo off and it's likely you're going to win, you're almost certainly going to win every time. We've got a nice suite of blockers, 4 of the Queen, 2 of the Law. Effect doesn't come up that much, but you never know. And 2 of the Onami. This just being a 5k blocker is quite nice because you're slightly outside the range of Lime Juice. They need to find Otama. Queen is incredible in this deck because we get the Don back. This is like a god play when you're on 10 and you've got a couple guys down already. Maybe you've got a Newgate, maybe you've got a Kid, maybe you've just got a Shanks. But playing Queen after those, give that defense, you get the cycle, and you can get the Don back. It's so crazy. You really want to be doing Don -1 at least once per turn once you're at 10, so that you can make the most of your leader effect, in combination with the Gum Gum Giant, of course. So Queen is just, you can't understate how insane Queen is in this deck. But yeah, that's most of the list. It's pretty wacky, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed these games. I think there's definitely something to be said here. You've got something for every matchup, right? You've got the Kid for the Dofi. You've got something like Newgate for Purple Luffy to make it really hard for them to attack into you. Ben Beckman's just great on curve. I think the one deck you might struggle a little into with this is going to be Lucci, or potentially even Blackbeard. But again, against Blackbeard, yes, you don't get your on plays, but you're playing so many big dudes that once you get to that top end, you've got so many big guys, and Gum Gum Giant lets you go forever. And we even have Roger. Once they get down to 0, just turn off all their Blackbeard blockers, which is really good. So I think this deck is pretty strong generically across the board. I do think your Lucci matchup is probably going to be the hardest one. Hey, give it a go, let me know what you think, and let's go in some games. Got another game against Doflamingo. Last time I went first, and my Zorojuro just got bounced, and then I couldn't ramp. I'm going to go first again, though. I think we'd be a fool to not keep this one. This seems pretty decent. You never know, our Zorojuro might not get bounced. That would be lovely. But what can you do? Deploy the Nami, grabbing a 2k here, I think. Gum Gum Giants are going to be pretty important. But I think having some amount of counter is pretty good. We'll end the turn. Next turn, I'll swing in for 6, play out the Zorajuro. I'm not a fan of just hard starving. I think there's much point. He does go with the Teach. I don't love that. But again, it is what it is. We do at least get the Bon Clay, so next turn, if he does bounce the Zoro, we can at least do that to get a ramp. We'll go 6 on 5, he's going to take. And we'll deploy the Zorajuro and the turn. You know, hopefully no law, but they always have it. They always have it. Jinbei, at least if he has the law, he's got, okay, no law. So that's something. At least we get the Zorajuro. It's not too crazy, but, you know, it's better than last time, I think. It's a better start. Yeah, this is pretty scary. Jinbei Boa is pretty scary, and he can swing 6 as well. I'll give him the Zorajuro. I'm happy to defend 1 swing, especially while we can. While we can with just 1k counter. If he wants to use the Teach and swing 8, then we'll have to take. But yeah, we'll just see what he wants, whether he wants to swing 6 or 8. If he does swing 8, it's putting another card out of his hand, which is a little iffy. But I think it's fine for him to do 8 here. And probably quite smart if he does. Getting rid of this Teach is going to be our top priority once we can find a new gate. But he's just going to go with 6. I respect it. I do respect it. I'm going to give him the 1 though, because I respect it that much. There's the new gate. So we're going to ramp twice here and go to 7. We're going to draw to 9. So we can actually do new gate and still hold 1 for Gum Gum Giant next turn, which is pretty crazy, honestly. So if we need... We can do 6, 7, right? Yeah, we can do 6 with this ramp, play out Bon Clay, and then do 7. He's not going to want to take all of these, surely. Because then we could start aggroing him down. Which is scary in its own right. And I don't want to get any free blocks on the Boa, I don't think. Go with the Bon Clay. Swing in 7. We don't have a ton of counter. We're probably eating 1, maybe even 2 hits here. Hopefully just 1, but, you know, it is what it is. Sorry, I am back. 5 into 4. Yep, you can have that one. No problem at all. See what he wants to develop this turn. Hopefully it's not... If it was like Jinbei Boa and then Evil, we are screwed royally. That would be horrible. But it is what it is. It's the game we play. There's just a Sengoku though. I don't mind that. That's 1 Don that's not going into our face. Obviously does have the Teach to get the value out of that rested Don. Yeah, we'll see what he grabs here. Hopefully, we're just hoping for no 6k bodies, right? Weevil. Weevil's pretty good. Weevil's pretty good. Could play out a Weevil, use the Teach, and then play out something off the top. There's a Law. Okay, I don't love that. But to be fair, the Bon Clay on the board wasn't that crazy anyway. Return the Jinbei. Okay, so we're going to see another Jinbei come down. Not in love with it. Yeah, this is pretty spooky. Jinbei Boa, maybe? Or just Jinbei Weevil? One or the other. Jinbei Weevil. I think I want to counter this. Do I? No, I'm going to take this. And then we're going to defend ourselves at 8k with the new gate. Yeah. Yeah, we can probably take no damage next turn, which is pretty good. Ooh. I don't want to take 2 hits. No, I don't want to take 2 hits. Give him the Bon Clay. We don't need that Bon Clay now. So we can ramp up. We can do new gates. And then I will swing into 6k body, I think. We're getting 2 cards regardless. Yes, this lets one of them be a 1k. But if he lets it go, that's way better for us than getting rid of the Jinbei. And he does let it go. That's brilliant. That is good for us. Next turn, we're going to have the new gate. We can probably go with Kid. And we can still have 2 for the new gate's effect to get rid of the Teach. That's pretty good. And we can still go to 7k leader with the Kid, which is strong. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty decent... We're in a decent spot here. We don't really have anything I want to trash with the Gum Gum Giant, is the only thing I would say. I wouldn't mind going to 1 here. It wouldn't be the worst. We'll just have to see what he wants to do with his Don. You've got to imagine he's at least swinging 8 with the Weevil. Got to imagine that. I don't love trashing 2Ks with Giant because we don't play that many 2Ks. And we've already seen 2 of them. We probably only see maybe 4 a game, 4 to 5. Here's a Perona. Again, that's one Don that's not going on his leader. Obviously can use it with Teach, but it is what it is. Also a card that's out of his hand. I think, how many Dons has he got? He's got 7 Dons, so he could do like 8 here, 8 here. Probably only swing 3 times. I don't think he can swing with all of these, right? Yeah, it's too costly to swing with all of them. At least one of these guys isn't attacking, which is nice. And then we can remove 2, possibly 3 next turn. And yeah, he's going to have to play over that Perona if he wants to play anything with like a leader effect. He could go big with just like the Weevil and the leader. And just leave all these the Jinbei and the Law standing up. That could be quite smart, I think. I do think that could be quite smart. But getting this, once we get this kid down, we're in a much better spot because that attacks every turn, buffing us to 7. There's no way he's dealing with this kid. It's not a good idea to try and deal with the kid as Doflamingo. It is one of the most important cards for sure. Just going to see 8. I think we'll just counter this one with the Sanji. Yeah, I'm going to counter this one with the Sanji. Just wants to put all his Don in his leader. He does. Yeah, let's see what he does with this. Gonna play anything out? Gecko's coming out. Okay, so he can't attack anymore. Grabs a Mihawk from Crash. That would... Look at the Boa. I think the Boa might have been a better target. What are we doing this turn? Are we countering or are we taking this? I think we're countering this. Pretty simple hit to counter with the 2. Yeah, I'm happy to counter that there. That's all good. Now we're doing 12 into the Weevil. Drive by the Teach. Getting rid of that Teach is really nice. Just denying that extra value from him is very good. Deploy this, use the card action, and one of these back. Then we'll ramp back up. Then we can swing 8 into the Moria. Pretty good. It's going to cost him 2 2s to save this. I don't want to swing 9 because we need the Gum Gum Giant, right? Absolutely do need the Gum Gum Giant. Probably going to use it this turn regardless. I don't love ditching these queens, of course. Happy to go down to 1 this turn. We're going to start playing these queens next turn. Get that defense up, which is pretty good. He wants to save the Moria. I'd be fine with that. We know he has 1 2k in the Mihawk. He just grabbed with the Moria. I don't know how much value there is in saving the Moria, in all honesty. Not sure it's worth it, but he's going to do it anyway. He's going to give us 3 cards, though. That's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Either way, we'll pass it over. One of them was a Jozu as well. Jozu is pretty good in this matchup. Okay, I guess he has Red Rock. That makes sense. That makes sense why he would do it like that, then. Yeah, I don't love that. I did want my Newgate. But what can you do? Yeah, we can go with double queens here. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'd mind seeing a lot of Don, though, if we go with that. We'll see what we get off the top. I think what we get off the top will be quite impactful. He's only on 2 cards as well. Get a Nami. I'll probably play the Nami, see if we can find something a little better. We can only get Straw. We can get Gum Gum Giant, I guess. But we don't need the Zorojuro. We're probably just grabbing the Gum Gum Giant. Then if we're going to do Queen, we can ramp 1 back. We can't ramp 2 back, which is a little annoying. So we're not going to be at 10 next turn. We're going to start the turn at 9. But that's okay. It's okay. We're going to do 5 for Queen. We've got 4 left. The one we ramp back would be the Gum Gum Giant one. We can do like 9-9. Pretty decent. Let's go with 8. He's going to take the 8 anyway. We'll use the card action. Send 1 back. Buff the leader up. 7. We'll go with 9, I guess. He's always taking 9. Go with 9. Gonna take again. Then we will ramp up. Got 5 for Queen. Use the card action. One back. Ooh, Roger's tempting. We could like aggressively take and then go with a Roger next turn. That could be pretty good. I think I like that. So let's ditch the Bon Clay. Pull the second Gum Gum Giant. No, we're at 9. We go to 7 with what? We can't use 2 Gum Gum Giants anyway if we want a Roger. We're ever in danger of dying. We're at 7. We're on 10 Don. And go 7, 7, 7, 7 across the board. That's all his Don. That's 8, 9 Don. And we can get out of those reasonably easy. We've got a 1. We've got a Giant. I'll trash the Giant. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to trash the Giant. This is fine. Roger next turn. We'll just have to see what he does. We'll have to see what he does. I don't mind the Roger, though. The Roger's interesting me. Because it denies the blocker on this boa. And then there's a counterpoint if he doesn't attack with the boa. If he attacks with the boa, then... Sorry. If he attacks with the boa, then we might not need the Roger. If he doesn't attack with the boa, then we can use the Roger. So it's an interesting one. We're in a bit of a... We're in an interesting spot here. We are in an interesting spot. Yeah, I think regardless, we're not in a bad spot. The fact that we've been able to stay at 2 all this time, pretty crazy. And we got that turn where we got the double ramp with the Zoroark and the Bon Clay. That was very impactful. That was a really good turn. Yeah, he's not in the best spot. This kid is so good against Doflamingo. The 7k leader, they just don't love interacting with that. They really don't. But yeah, like just a raw case, right? If we do Roger, we get 7k from leader, 8k from kid, 6k from queen, which isn't bad. I don't love 8 because we don't have many 2ks. By many, I mean any. Unless this is going into kid. We'll take this one, I think. Yeah, we'll take this one. I don't love that. That's not good. Let's see how many 2Ks he's given us. He's given us... There's a Sengoku. Just one 2K? There's a second one. Interesting. Maybe we don't go with the Roger. What's this? A lot of Don. 6 for Jozu. Bounce the Queen. I mean, it's okay. For Jozu, bounce the Gecko, bounce the Queen. It's fine, but now we can do Nugate and we can go to just ridiculously big leader. Yeah, I'm not sure I love that play, honestly. I'm not sure I love it. So we can do this. We can attack in 8 on 5. Use the card action. Turn 1, buff the leader. And we're a 9k leader now. BY Luffy, who's that? Red Purple Luffy, all the way. Quite amusing, quite amusing. We know he has at least one 2k in the lore. We also know he has a 1k in the Moria. But yeah, that Nugget actually came up, and he's now on 0, so we can Roger him next turn. Don't clip that. Gain a Don. I think we will swing 10 just to try and get this boa dead. Do want the boa gone. It's going to be hard for him to defend a 10 without just sacking off the boa. Yep, very nice. So we've got the Gum Gum Giant. We've got 1, 2, 3, 5k counter. It's not bad. I do need to keep the Roger though. So the Gum Gum Giant is going to have to trash probably the Mr. 2 or the Queen. But like, how do you interact with a 9k leader as Doflamingo? That's just crazy. That is just crazy. Kid and Nugate in the same board? That's wild. I think we've got this one locked up. Unless he... I don't know. He can't even pudding us, right? Because if he puddings us, he only has 9-9. He'd need to pudding us into the hardest brick of all time. Yeah, I think we've got this one locked up. I don't see a way for him to win this game. Especially not with Roger in hand. Especially not with Roger. Even if he has like 10 blockers. Doesn't matter. But yep, we'll see what he does. I'm going to make a cut here and we'll come back in a moment. So our opponent returned. He was thinking through his plays. We had a little bit of a chat here. There you go. You can read that if you like. But yeah, he just went with the Moria to grab back the Boa. Just to get a blocker down. What's he got off the top? Just a Weevil. Matter. We'll resolve that one. And then we're going to Roger him. There we go. Roger, very good. Attacking, 8 on 5. Use card action, send one back. See if he gives us the Roger win. Yeah, GG's. Well played to our opponent there. And he does give us the Roger win. Well played to our opponent. Good sport. He had the perfume theme of the whole game by the look of it. I had these Kaidos, just didn't have a good chance to drop them. Because we were able to put on quite a lot of pressure in that early game. Either way, really good game. Shout out to Icebarg if you're watching this. Thank you for the game. That was a really good one. If you've made it this far in the video, consider subscribing. We'll have more red Purple Luffy up before you know it. Okay, next game we are against Purple Luffy. I'm going to go first to take their curve away from them. That hand is not good. We don't have any ramp. That hand's not great either. We still don't have ramp, but it is what it is. If you mulligan twice and don't see ramp, that's kind of tough. We are playing the extra ramp in the lead performer disaster as well, but there's a decent chance that we could draw some. By our 3-Don turn, we could draw the Zorojiro, or certainly by the turn after that, we could draw either the One Clay or the lead performer disaster. Either would be pretty good. Worst case, we can play out this law. Not great, but it's okay. He needs to work out whether he wants to mulligan. He is going to do that. We're going to pass. Nothing on 1, of course. See if he has any laws to play out on 2. See if there's any laws here. No laws. We don't get a Zorojiro, but we do get the lead performer disaster. So we'll just swing in for 9. Make it a little bit harder for him to justify taking all these lives. Because we'll deal 1 damage to him here for sure. There's no way he's countering out of this one. Would be foolish, in my opinion. But next turn we can play the lead performer disaster. Swing in for... how much will it be? It'll be 8. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And then the turn after that, we'll have 8 Don. We can ramp to 9. And then we can choose between the Luffy, the Beckman. We've got choices from there. He finally takes, and we'll pass it over to him. See what he's got on his 4 Don turn. Bon Clay is probably about the best. Yep, there's Bon Clay indeed. I think I will... Okay, if he's going to swing 7, we'll have to take. That is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Yeah, we'll just take this one. No trigger there. We just get a Queen. On the bright side, this Bon Clay isn't going to be able to attack us next turn, so we are only going to be staring down 1 swing at the most. And you never know, hopefully we could draw a 2k. He wants to swing another 7 next turn. But he's going to have to... He needs to pass. This guy's quite slow on passing the turn. That's not ideal. We'll make a cut here. He returned. He gave us our turn. Master has blessed us with a turn. What a time to be alive. Draw 1, ramp up. We get a Bon Clay. That would have been better than the lead performer disaster, but it's okay. We could swing in 8 on 5. He might choose to counter this one. Going down to 2, excuse me. Going down to 2 makes it pretty hard for him to take another life to ramp on the next turn, and he is going to counter this one. Going to give us 2 of those 2s there. Very nice. We'll pass the turn over. We're going to need to counter whatever his leader swing is this turn. We can't really afford to go down to 1. Not quite this soon. There's the Luffy Taro. Play out the Sangoro. Yep, there's the Sangoro. So we are going to go with the Beckman here for sure. 6 on 6 will give him the... I think the Mr. 2 is fine. Yeah, we'll just give him the Mr. 2. Yeah, by playing out the Beckman instead of anything else, his Bentham isn't going to be too strong. We'll ramp up 1. Go with the Beckman. I am going to hold 1 for Gum Gum Giant, I think. I definitely don't want to get rushed down this turn. And we've got a good bit of counter, but you never know. I think it's worth holding 1 up this turn. So we'll swing in for 7. He'll probably have to take this one. I don't think you have a ton of choice on that. Which is good for us. Good for us. He wants to counter, he'd be very low on cards, which is not great for him. Not great for him at all. Because we're going to probably pivot to battling for board at some point. Depends on what he's got, of course. But yeah, just going to go with the Beckman this turn. Keep it simple, get rid of that Sangoro. He's actually going to counter. Wow, that's... Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's interesting. We'll deploy this, get rid of that, and the turn. So the fact that he's got so few cards in hand is going to make it pretty easy, I think, for us to play board at this point. We can even start developing a blocker maybe next turn, maybe the Queen. He's going to go 7 on 6, so that's not a great swing. We'll give him the Sanji. Got 9 Don. This is either going to be Luffy Taro swing 6, or it's going to be some kind of Rush Luffy. We don't want to counter the Rush Luffy. That would be miserable. I think I'm going to use the Gum Gum Giant here. We'll trash the Law, seeing his hand is not high. Go with that. 1, 2. Trash the Law. Buff this. Resolve. We get 2 more 2Ks there, so a lot of counter. Pretty nice, actually. We're potentially looking at the Luffy next turn. He's going to ramp up. Would this be for 10? Surely not Nika. Seems a bit early for that. 9 for either Rush Luffy or Linlin. Okay, Linlin's fine, but again, it's going to really... His hand is going down the toilet, so to speak. Going to ditch that Luffy Taro. He can't get rid of the Ben. Ben is too costly to be removed. We'll see if he wants to swing 6 or not with his leader. I would expect not. But if he does... Well, he doesn't. Okay, that's fine. So... I think our best play here is going to be the Luffy. We don't have a Gum Gum Giant. But we can at least attack into his board pretty big, right? We could also go with the Queen and just attack really big into Luffy with the Ben. Let's do this first, because we're always doing that. I think I like the Luffy here. I think I do like the Luffy. I'm going to obviously clear the Bentham. He's not going to be countering that one. And then if we go 9 for Luffy... We at least get the Gum Gum Giant out of his hand, which is pretty good. Then we can get him down to 2. Yeah, I think I like this. We'll return just the 1. No optionals. We get a Nami there. That's okay. Let's attack into the Luffy Taro. Because I do want... If I can get rid of this, I do want rid of it. There's the Gum Gum Giant. We forced it out of his hand, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. He's got to trash 1. Got to work out which of these he's trashing a 2. Okay. Now, do we swing Ben into Luffy? I think we're getting a pretty good start here. We've got a nice amount of counter. Next turn, we can go with Queen. Yeah, I think I am going to attack Ben into the Luffy Taro. Get 1 more card out of his hand. Not got many resources. Yep, gives us a Law. So this turn, he's going to have to try and play board, I think. It'll be quite risky to go leader. Because we can probably hold at 1. Unless he wants to donate all his Don to swinging at lead. But that presents its own risk. Especially as he's given us 3 of the Uso Hachis already. So there's only 1 left in his deck. So it's unlikely that he would be able to rest something like a Queen blocker. If that's what we went for. 8 into 6. We'll just counter this one. That's nice and easy. We'll give him 2. And I do kind of like keeping the Nami so we can try and use her to find a Gum Gum Giant potentially. I think I'm going to give him the Ben. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him the Ben. I don't really want to play Ben next turn anyway. He doesn't really have anything. Okay, he's going to ramp up. That's fine. You want another 9-Don play? Another Linlin maybe? Or a Rush Luffy? And then hold 1 for Gum Gum Giant again? Could be what he's got. Could be what he's got. Interesting to see where this Linlin swings as well. Maybe into the Ben? This swings life will definitely... Okay, that's big. That's 13. That's interesting. 13 into 10. Then how much is this? This is 11. We can counter out of all of these. This 11 goes into Ben. Then Ben dies. I'm not that worried about Ben dying. I definitely want to protect this Luffy. We'll protect that there. See, maybe he swings just 10 into Ben. 10 into Ben, I think I'll let go. I don't want to give him my entire hand. If it's 10 into 10, we'll obviously save it. We'll just give him the Nami. Next turn, we're looking at playing out this Queen. Currently. Unless we draw something better off the top. But yeah, that was a weird play. It's got to be 10 into Ben. Yeah, you can have Ben for 10. That's fine. Now, we get a Nami. Nothing crazy. Let's play her out, see what we get. So we can get Gum Gum Giant or we can get Nika. Honestly, both pretty valid. I think I'm going to get the Giant, though. I think I do like the Giant. We're going to go... We want 5 for Queen. We get the 1 back with the leader effect and the Don -1 with Queen. So we can use all the other 4 Don for swings. I think I'm going to do 12 into Luffy Taro. Am I? No, I don't think I am. We can do 10 at life, right? We can really put the pressure on. And we have the Usohachi next turn if he plays a blocker. Now I'm going to do 12 into Luffy Taro, because we at least, if we get the Gum Gum Giant and a card, that's fine. Maybe I should be going at life. I think if I'd thought about it a bit harder, I could have took the Nika there, and then pushed everything at life, got him down to 0, and then just gone with Nika on the following turn. I think now that we've taken this, playing a little more defensively isn't bad. And if he doesn't have the Gum Gum Giant, this is just dead. This is just dead if he doesn't have the Gum Gum Giant. And you never know whether they're bluffing or not. You never know. But yeah, we'll see here. We'll see. I'd love it if he let it go. If he let it go, it would be the best. Do we want to play out another Nami if he does? I might. I might. I might. Looks like he is going to save it. Nope, lets it go. Lovely. Well, let's go 7. I don't think he'll be countering out of the 7. Then we'll do Queen, and then we'll decide whether or not we want to use the Nami. If he uses the Gum Gum Giant on this, fine. It's all good. It's all good. We've got the Usohachi for any blocker that he might play out. And there is the Gum Gum Giant. Okay, so that is interesting that he would protect that so strongly. Well, I'm glad we didn't bother to do 8. That would have got eaten. Deploy this, use the card action, send 1 back. Get a Kid and an Onami. I don't think we're going to need the Kid. Get rid of that. Do we want to play the Nami? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I think we're fine with this. We're in a decent spot here. He's already gone through 2 Gum Gum Giants, so the chance of him having another one is reasonably low. Next turn, we are in a position to potentially go pretty aggro. I didn't ramp with the leader effect. That's a blunder. That's a blunder. Damn. What a moron. Never mind. Hopefully it won't matter. Hopefully it won't matter. Okay, Rush Sanji resting on Queen. I don't love that. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. We've got some decent swings here. Just going to be where he wants to put them. 7 to 6. We'll give him a simple no on that one with the Usohachi. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to use the leader effect. That's terrible. So we can Gum Gum Giant this, and assuming this is then going to be a 7, we just need to find 1k counter to protect the queen. So we'll use the Gum Gum Giant. Turn 2. Crash the army. Buff this. Solve. Well, if... I guess if the 7 goes into queen, we probably don't save it. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we do, just to go for game. We'll see. If it's 8, then we can't save it. If it's 8, we can't. To be honest, even if it's 7, I think we can just go with Queen own army this turn. And just pile on the pressure. Get some blockers down. We know he doesn't have very many Usahachis left. He's now used one of his Sanjis, so he's running out of ways to rest our blockers. Okay, you can go with the Robin blocker. If it's just 6, we will counter that one. So we have Janbei. Do this before I forget. Again. I think we go with... We're never going for game here. We can't deal with this Robin. The Newgate's not bad this turn. The Newgate's not bad. We don't have any counter though. But he might be able to even muscle over us. Let's go... How many 2s has he given us, actually? Given us 1, 2, 3, 4. 4's not that many. I think I'll go 7 with the leader. See what he does with that. He takes... It'll be interesting. Because Janbei can go on this Luffy, right? Janbei can go on this Luffy. Can't go on Queen. Can go on Luffy, though. He has none up for Gum Gum Giants. That's quite important. Fortunately, if we'd been able to keep the Usahachi, I think we'd have been pretty much guaranteed to be able to go for game here. I think we go 7 again. Go 7 with Queen. He's got to give us 2 cards here. Can't afford to do the block, I don't think. And I think we're going to have to swing with the Nami. Going to take... Well, that's a mistake. We'll give... Yeah, that's a mistake, but we'll see what counter he had. Wow, he had 2. Yeah, never mind. I guess it wasn't... I mean, it was still a mistake. He should have blocked with the Robin and forced us to attack with the Nami, but I guess it didn't matter. Yeah, he drew no counter at the end. That was an interesting one. I think we played pretty well, though. I do think we played pretty well. GG's to our opponent, and let's move on. Okay, game against Doflamingo. Going to be a tricky one. We're going to go first. We get the Zoro Jiro, so we keep. Hopefully, he doesn't bounce it with a Law. That would be not ideal, but it is what it is. We'll go with the Nami, get a search off. You probably want a 2k here. The Rush Luffy is nice, but I think the Newgate's going to be more important. So we'll just take a 2k. End the turn. He's got Sengoku. See if he has Perona as well. Did he mulligan? He didn't mulligan, so presumably he has that Perona. Either that or he has a Jinbei. There's the Perona. Okay, draws a Weevil off of the Sengoku. Gonna stack the deck. Hopefully we just don't see Law. I really don't want to see Law, because Law denying our ramp is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Hey, what can you do? What can you do? I guess if he's playing Law, he's not playing a 6k body, so it's not the end of the world. We're going to get to that Newgate, hopefully on time anyway. That Newgate is going to be pretty important. We'll do 6 on 5, get him down to 4 lives. No way he's countering this one. Yep. Just play out this, end the turn. Hope it doesn't get bounced, but like I say, you never know. You never know. If he wants to do 8, we'll just have to take. It looks like it's going to be 8. Yep, we'll take the 8. Get a Jinbei. into not law, anything but law. Play that Weevil. You know you want to play the Weevil. You know you want to play the Weevil, buddy. Oh, it's law. I hate this card, man. This card is the most toxic card in the deck by far. It's ridiculous the value you get out of this. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, we get the law back. We get an Usahachi. It's not. Yeah, that's not quite what I was looking for. So next time we're gonna go to 7. If we can get the ramp. I mean, we've got to try it, right? We've got to go 8 into the Jinbei. Get rid of that. Try and get the ramp next turn. We need that ramp to get to the new gates on the turn after next. We needed it this turn, really. We really did need it this turn. But, you know, it is what it is. He had the God combo. He did have the God combo. I'm going to counteract that one as well. I don't mind that. Because once we play this new gate, it's going to be harder for him to interact with us. We are weak to pudding here. If he has pudding, I'd not be thrilled. There's the teach. I'm not thrilled about that either. That card's really good in the matchup. We'll start starving his hand a little bit for us, but giving him that extra value, it's so good. It's so good. Can do 7, play out the Weevil. We'll 2k out of this one. Then maybe he has 7/7. 6. We'll give him 1 here. That's a blunder. Not really sure what we were going for with that one. 1 for Sengoku. Playing over these cards is fine because then he can't bounce them. It's obviously not perfect, but it is what it is. Grabs another teach. Okay, the teach is pretty crap. He's not going to be thrilled with that. We're probably just playing out a law for no effect here. We can go... Or we can just swing big, right? We can just swing big. Probably better off just swinging big. We'll go 8 into the law. Or 9. I think we go 9 into the law. Yeah. Because we get one more, so we can do another 9. We know one of these cards is a teach, which is not a good card. We'll just attach all the Don. Attack in. I think we want to be greedy and try and take out the Weevil. I do think we want to take out the Weevil because we know one of these is a 1. So if he has 2/2 and a 1, or do we just want to? No, we'll go for the Jinbei. We'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. Get the kill. Get the guaranteed kill. If he wants to take out the Zorojiro, that's fine with me. If not, we just get a guy, which is okay. There's Sengoku. Any Don he uses on something that's not an attack is fine with me. We've got a couple 2Ks still, which is pretty good. He's going to grab a buggy, so that's probably not what he was looking for. But it's what he got. And there's a boa. That is a pretty good one. But it does mean he's not going to be able to swing very much into us this turn. We should have to see. Maybe 7. Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be 8. Tap that one. Play out another boa. Wow, that's brutal. These boas are really good into us. They're 6k bodies. The 6k body is what we fear the most. 6k bodies are what we fear the most. So we're going to take this. I don't think it's reasonable to play counter out of this just to play around pudding. He wants to attack 7 into us. We'll counter. If he wants to attack 7 into Zorojiro, gets it. Take that. We get a queen. That's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. Okay, he's going to go with teach. I don't love that. Yeah, that is bad. Yeah, that is bad. We get Gum Gum Giant, though. That's important. That was an important draw. We can't really attack with the Zorojiro. Doesn't really do anything. Which is a little unfortunate. We'll just play this out. Then we'll attack into the boa. Try and get rid of it. Try and get rid of that boa. Probably not going to let us, but it is what it is. He'll get rid of the teach from his hand and maybe, what, a 2k? Yeah, it's given us a few 2s already, though. Yeah, there's a 2 and a teach. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Definitely going to be trashing the Roger. Roger's not going to be good. Certainly not yet. Maybe towards the end of the game he'll be nice, but definitely not yet. 8 into 8, we'll give him one of these laws. 8 into 8. Any effect? YOLO's into a Mihawk. That's okay. We have to give him another law here, I think. Yeah, then we need to keep the Queen. I think we need the Queen. If he wants to do 8-8, that's his whole turn. He can obviously do the Teach. We're going to Giant this one, I think. 1, 2. Crash the Roger. Off this. Resolve. We get another Queen. That's not bad. That's not bad. Can go with... And he's just going to pass. We get the lead. We can trash the lead performer disaster for free. I don't know why he didn't attack with his boa. That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Well, let's go with... We can put 2 on this and drive by the Teach, which is quite nice. Yeah, let's do that. We'll clear the boa, drive by the Teach. Get rid of the boa as well. That's nice. So, what's the best value we can get here? Do we want to swing with the Zorojuro into the Mihawk? Probably not, because he has this boa. So, there's not a great deal of point. We do 5 for Queen. We're going to get the 1 back. Do 8 into the Weevil. Try and clear that. Let's it go. Let's do the Queen. Use the card action. Send 1 back. Don't love either of those, but I don't love Performer Disaster even more. We're probably going down to 0 this turn. Now we can ramp up. We don't have Gum Gum Giant. So I kind of want to attack the Mihawk. Try and at least get rid of it. Yeah, I don't think there's much point us trying to bluff Gum Gum Giant if we don't have it. We'll try and get rid of the Mihawk. Probably stays, but at least we get the buggy out of his hand. We're not in a great spot here. We're definitely going down to 0. We might even just die. But it is what it is. We can try and play around Perfume Femur as best we can. 6 into 6, draw 2, trash 2. I'm going to help him get that Perfume Femur, but it is what it is. Red Rock, okay, that's an interesting tech. And 1 more card, please, sir. Teach. Give him the Beckman. Give him the no blocker, of course. Yeah, and then we'll give him the Beckman. The Queen is more important. We need to keep the blocker. Okay, I don't love that. I don't love that at all. What's this, 8? We're going to have to take the 8. We've got to counter the 6. I'll give him one of the Queens. If he has Femur, he has Femur. 7? That's a mistake. That is a mistake. We can counter out that one pretty easy. He should have done 8 there. The body doesn't really matter. Because now we can redevelop the Queen. Fix that up as well. We get another Newgate. But we have to play the Queen. We absolutely have to play the Queen. So, it is what it is. We'll go... We'll just do 10 to the boa. Get rid of it. Get rid of her. Then I think we will go... We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dons. We're going to hold 1 up, definitely. At least bluff Gum Gum Giant this time. We'll go 7 with Zorojuro. Because we are now sort of... We're getting to the point where we have to threaten game. Otherwise, we're in a pickle. I think we'll just swing 7 again. Just in case we can manage to Gum Gum Giant chain our way to victory. He'll probably take this one as well. He might counter. I guess he could counter. Oh, we know he has that lore in his hand that's not very good. We do know that. Two twos, okay, so we got the value out of having another Don anyway. Do this, use the card action, send one back. Well, that's pretty shocking. We're probably not using the... Which is less... I think we need the Jambay. If we can save the Queen, the Shanks could be okay, but we definitely need this Queen. I think it's probably the Newgate. We're probably just going to continue chaining Queens here and just hope. Hope or cope. You be the judge. Eight, smart. Great, Jinbei, I love it. If he wants to actually play, he doesn't actually play anything. That's interesting. That either means he doesn't have anything, or what's he got? He's got 6. Could play Jozu, and then swing in 7 on 6. I think we just block this one with Queen. I want to stay at 1 if we can all afford it, because just of Perfume Femur, right? Perfume Femur terrifies me. It really does. And we can't go for game next turn because he stayed at 3 life. If he was at 2, maybe we can go for game. No, we can't counter that. It's a kid. That's not great. Oh, wow. This is not good. It's another Jinbei. Yeah, this isn't good. But we can go with Queen. We can probably clear most of the board pretty well. We'll go... We don't know any of the cards in his hand, right? But he's given us how many 2Ks? 1, 2, 3, 4 already? 5 with the buggy. 6. No, he's given us 6 twos. There's no way that 10 or 7 doesn't go. Right? Yeah. We can afford to do 11. We can afford to do 11. Okay. If he has Perfume Femur, he has Perfume Femur. There's nothing we can do about that. And we're also kind of relying on this Queen drawing us something good. And in fact, I think I want to go with the Queen now to get the options. To potentially do another blocker. But if we do that, then it could get Raging Tiger triggered. No, let's just go 9 at Jinbei. Just go 9 at Jinbei, continue clearing the board. Then we'll go 5 at life. He's going to counter with a Jinbei. We'll go with the Queen, use the card action, send one back. I don't think this is going to be enough anyway. But we'll ditch the kid and the turn. Yeah, I think we just lose. We just lose to 10-10, right? We only have 4K counter. Yeah, we just lose to 10-10. But you never know. He might fuck it up. It's always possible. 6. I mean, this is screaming Perfume Femur, but we have no choice. We can't play around it. We can't play around Femur. There's absolutely no way. Yep, very nice. Well played to our opponent. He drew very well, and we whiffed the ramp, right? Because he was able to bounce the Zorajura, and then we didn't see the Bon Clay or the Lead Performer Disaster. But either way, well played to our opponent, and let's move on. I hope you enjoyed those games. Let me know what you think about this list. I think the first change I would make is cutting this Shanks. Probably just for another one of this Shanks. Could also be nice to have one more ramper, but I think we have to just cut our losses. Say, if we whiff on 10 rampers, it is what it is. You should hit one, and one of them's even searchable with the Nami. So I'm really a big fan of this list. One more kid could be pretty good as well. So yeah, I think this Shanks is... I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of him, but everything else in this list I think is really intelligent. Again, shout out to the player for winning that Vietnamese tournament. Really impressive. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.